Hello and welcome to the Zero Strategy Podcast, episode 51. 51. We're in the... Okay, it's fine. I'm joined today by my co-hosts. We have Grog Mode.
Hi.
And we have Sir Humps.
Hello.
And I'm Cody Fly. Thank you so much for being here, if you're watching the live stream. We're still continuing this phase of turning the podcast into a cheap radio station with all the sound effects.
This is a Zero Strategy.
Mohawk and the boys.
Mohawk and the boys.
Mohawk in the morning.
Yeah, thank you very much for being here if you're watching live,
With old
guys.
guy and ginger lad bringing you the weather.
We have a lot to talk about this week. As always, if you have any questions or topics,
Special guest Griselda. Sorry.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Yeah, if you have any thoughts, topics, questions, throw them in the chat. We will try and get to them as always. First of all, though, Grog, how's your week been on Twitch? What you've been doing? Tell us all about it.
Well, the week on Twitch, I guess, was pretty good. I hit platinum in Apex, which was really exciting.
I saw. I'm jealous.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, that was like a fucking grind, but yeah, that was really satisfying too. I just had a lot of good games. I got to play with the epic Stacy, Scotland's pride and joy of the Apex arena.
It's true.
I'm sorry, Condi. She's fucking good.
It's fine. It's fine.
So much better than you.
No. I didn't mean that by comparison. I just meant that it came out sounding like I was making a comparison, which I wasn't. Humps did.
But I am.
So.
Inadvertently. I can read between the lines.
Significantly.
But yeah, I did that, and yeah. Other than that, just kind of same old. Week in general has just been kind of rough. Been in a weird headspace, but yeah. Overall, just I'm really enjoying Apex. I did hear promise from the developers of Call of Duty that some of the most sought after changes are supposed to be coming next season, but it's like we've kind of heard that rhetoric before, so I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it. I'm just gonna hang on with bated breath, but until like the actual season like is live, I think I'm kind of just like meh, whatever.
Is that after the alpha breath?
Yeah. But before the Omega breath.
Connie's like, what?
No, I got it. It just wasn't funny. I'm so sorry.
It was just a high level joke. You just
okay.
You got to be a certain mindset to understand it.
Hubs, how's your week been? What have you been doing?
Busy as fuck, man. I don't even know why. I feel like I've done so much, but nothing to show for it, I guess, at the same time. I don't know. I streamed last week. I actually had to do a makeup stream on makeup stream. I just felt like streaming on Saturday. That's really all it is. I couldn't stream Friday though. Actually I could, just not at the time I normally would, because I'm getting got some sod laid in my yard. I had my front yard and my backyard redid. And
not a euphemism.
Not a euphemism. No, I literally had some grass laid in my yard. And in the process of doing so, one of the machines they used to chew it all up also took a bite out of my fiber optic cable for my internet. So my wife comes downstairs. She's like, my internet's not working. And I look at my phone and the Wi-Fi's up. So I was like, you're dumb. It's on. And I check it and it's like, no internet. And I was like, oh. And I just walk out there and the dude's just like standing there looking at this chewed up wire. And I'm like, oh, man. He's like, yeah, my bad, bro. I was like, okay.
Well, they came out and fixed it real quick, though.
Super quick. Like when we know shit, I called that evening and we were just I was on hold too long and we had some dinner plans. So called the next morning and they came out the very next day in the morning. So it was or it might even been that day. I don't even know. It was so quick. It was so fast. And so it got fixed and I streamed a little Destiny action on Saturday. But for the most part, like I just been busy doing stuff, cleaning stuff around the house. It's been grass related as of late. I feel like I'm just your typical suburban dad. I'm out there drinking coffee in the morning, spraying water on my
At 8
grass,
a.m.,
yelling
cutting
at
the
Yelling at kids
grass.
to get off your lawn.
yelling at like no shit. Like when they were actually putting the sod down, they're cleaning up. And this kid just like, instead of going on the sidewalk, they're like, nah, fuck this. And they just ran across my yard. And I was like, hey, get off my lawn, you asswipe. You know, back in my day, no respect, you know?
Humps had his fluffy bunny slippers and
Yes,
like half open bathrobe
A
on.
I
rolled
come
up
out there with my
newspaper.
bathrobe and shit. Yeah. Hey, damn kids.
I sometimes get shouted at work if I cut across someone's garden. Like every time I do it, I feel guilty because I'm like, oh, my parents would freak if I did this.
Oh
like,
yeah,
ran
for
over
the
grass.
EU listeners, my garden
Yeah.
got laid with grass.
I like it's happened a couple times where I'm like, there's just like a tiny patch of grass, like I could just quickly run over it, and then someone will come out and be like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Sorry."
Can I just say the fucking postal workers here, like they just fucking walk across like everybody's front patio or lawn and then just like leave the fucking gate open. Like it's they don't give a fuck. Like, and
Our
I've
lady's
like been like,
nice. She's
hey, could you
sweet.
just like at least close the gate if you're gonna step over my railing? And you know, just no response. Literally no response. They just like I think turn the volume up on their AirPods and just keep walking.
They just flip you off. They're like, yeah, go fuck yourself. You're lucky you got your mail, you piece of shit. You're like, what the? Why are you being so mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
They're like, hashtag Condi, have fun, be yourself, bitch.
Fuck's sake.
Speaking of Condi,
Merch,
how have you been?
Check out my sweater.
Thank you. I've been good. Thank you. It's been a weird week for me because we have an election coming up in the UK. The postal workers do get kind of hammered with a lot of extra materials to deliver. So we have
You guys get fucked. You just like go out for beers and get hammered.
Yeah.
You just get
Oh,
fucked
damn.
up.
That's what you guys do for elections. Shit.
we have leaflets for like every political
You
party
burn shit.
that come in the thousands on top of the normal mail, and then we have to deliver all the postal votes as well. So this week has kind of hit really hard, and for some reason half the staff are off on holiday. They fucking knew, they timed this. So
For sure.
I was roped into overtime, and I was like, yeah, fine, I'll come in, I'll do an extra shift, I'll work on my day off. And then every day since then I've also done extra overtime, like coming in early, finishing late. I've not had a break all week, and I'm like, it's just been a busy week. Trying to stream on top of that was a little difficult. I managed to jump on for like a 2-hour stream on Thursday to do our Rocket League thing.
Do they at least do right by you for overtime?
I get paid for the overtime. I don't get paid any extra.
I mean, I
It's
assume you
like-
get paid for the overtime, but like, I mean, is it like
It's my
Are they doing
normal
it?
hourly rate.
It's not gonna be like we got
Yeah.
you on the back end type of thing. Like you're gonna get a couple hours off, or
I don't know. I hope so. I got the impression they were trying. Like, so yesterday, I came back to
Scoopy
the
snack.
office as I was finishing, and the manager immediately is like, "Hey, do you fancy just like doing a double shift today?" And I'm like, it's
Hey,
my wife.
you
It's my
fancy
wife's
getting
birthday.
fucked?
Can't stay. So, but yeah, it was Dale's birthday yesterday, so we've had some like insanely nice weather here. So we were
Yeah.
sitting in the garden, and yeah, it was nice. It's been good. What other things? I did. So you guys know this. I've spoken about this a little bit, but I'm kind of addicted to buying Pokemon cards again.
Mhm.
I wish Eve was here because she would understand, and I wouldn't have any.
Yeah, she's
I wouldn't
the
feel
only
any
one that
judgment
does.
from Eve.
There's
But
no
I've been
judgment.
buying Pokemon cards
Grog.
again, and what
no,
I found
I
is
don't judge. I got so many fucking Magic cards in my house.
Yeah, no judgment from Grog.
from Grog. Okay, specifically.
I would say I would have sold that $400 some odd like single card.
Oh, immediately.
Yeah, I
100%.
still
Yeah,
might.
That
I
should
don't
be
know.
gone
We'll see.
right now.
But
That's not going to be worth more. I've seen that so many times. I've seen it on Twitter. Like, oh, I found it too. I found it too. Sell that shit now, Condi.
yeah, you're probably right. the thing that I found about it though is I really enjoyed opening like the packs on stream. It's a lot of fun, and if you get a cool card, it's like quite a nice hype moment. But I was having issues because I was just holding the cards up to the camera like this and doing this, and it was really awkward. And I didn't realize until later, but like my hands shake terribly. So like I was trying to edit the footage, and it's like the cards are just like blurring.
You just got. I know what helps with that, brother.
I do not have a steady hand at all.
Just a little nip.
So I did some like research. I was watching some other creators, and a lot of people have a second camera. So what I did was I borrowed this selfie stick from Dale, which allows me to attach my phone. I hooked it up to my PC, and I set up my phone as a second webcam. Surprisingly difficult to do. Elgato actually have an app for it, which looks incredibly easy, but it only works on iOS for now. I still have I have an Android phone. So Elgato don't have an Android app available. They're working on it, but it's not available yet. So I used this other piece of software which I've found recommended from like some YouTube searching and stuff, and it worked. It wasn't perfect. It has like a watermark on it, and like I think there's like a premium version you can pay for and stuff. But I was like,
I think I know what this one's called.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what it's called right now. It's like IV Cam. Yeah.
Oh. Not what I use, because I tried this out long time ago, like when I first set up the stream, because I didn't have a camera, and I was like, well, I have a nice phone, it kind of works. And I forget what I used, but it was another Android app, and I think it's same thing, kind of watermark and stuff.
But I mean, it's good to know that like Elgato are working on this free app, because Elgato's software is usually pretty good, and I spoke to a couple other people that have been experimenting with this kind of thing, and honestly, it's if you've got an iPhone, it's a good solution. Your camera on your iPhone is probably better than a lot of cheap webcams.
100% of webcams probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's annoying because you can't then use your phone. Like if you're somebody that maybe has one monitor and is using their phone to read chat, it's a bit more difficult. But like there you go. You just need to buy some kind of stand. Like I say, this thing, like it's not perfect, but it did the job. It holds my phone. I can kind of position it wherever I want. And then boom, you've got two cameras, and it makes a big difference. Like I was quite pleased with the difference in quality, and I found that uploading Pokemon card openings on YouTube is kind of like easy views. To be quite honest,
I was gonna say it's a thing.
It's yeah. I mean, so I'm gonna kind of be doing a bit more of that. My local game store yesterday finally got some stock in of the type of cards I'm trying to buy. So I immediately bought as many as it would allow me, because it was like, hey, we have to limit this. And within like 20-30 minutes, it was all sold out again.
This is the first time he was the tallest person in line.
They dropped a pallet off at his house.
The scalpers are wild with like Pokemon cards and stuff. It's crazy. So I was glad to get some. So I'm hoping they're going to come tomorrow, but maybe Tuesday. But either way, I'm going to open more of those, which is cool. And then I had one other thing, which... if you don't mind me just like self-promoting a tiny bit here. I
guess.
Dale made a custom Have Fun Be Yourself hoodie that's
cool.
tie-dyed.
Hey.
And we're going to be doing a giveaway of this hoodie
nice.
soon. One of a kind.
That'll be mine.
Tie-dye hoodie.
100%.
But
it's actually rigged, everybody. So you go
cool.
ahead and enter the raffle, the giveaway, but it's mine. So when my name accidentally or magically appears, you'll know why.
We'll see. But yeah, it's been something Dale wanted to do for ages. And obviously, Dale's good at the arts and stuff.
It looks like it looks a lot like the one she made for me and sent me.
Really? Yeah. I'll need to see a picture of that at some point. Yeah.
No, I can go grab it.
That was maybe the practice one that she did for like the good one.
I guess. I mean, there's a lot of heart tie-dyes on it. It's weird, but...
Anyway, I just thought that was kind of a cool thing. I've never done a giveaway before. I don't know if you guys have. I don't really know how to do it. The closest I got was when we did the Bob Ross painting stream, and I gave paintings away to some people. CK,
I would say you have the most experience then.
Okay.
I mean, there's plenty of tools. I mean, like basically, it's like if you're already using something like Stream Elements, giveaways are pretty straightforward because they have like a that stuff built in where you can just have it pull from names in chat. But yeah.
I'll do some research into it and work it out. But yeah, I'm actually planning to stop selling the Have Fun Be Yourself merch soon. So I thought this was a nice way to like end that whole thing.
So you better get in hot. Better get in now while they're still there. Is there like maybe a website people can go to?
I feel like I've done enough self-promoting for today.
It's our podcast. Go ahead and talk. Who gives a shit, man? Jeez. Fuck. What's the website?
I don't know it, but if you type
God,
exclamation
you're
point merch in
horrible.
my
You're
chat,
literally
then
the worst
I
fucking
don't
self-promoter
know it.
ever.
I don't know. It's like,
if he's live, go to his chat and type exclamation point
Jesus.
merch.
that's right.
Fuck.
That's right. Because
You're just listening. I'm sorry.
we got
You're
new
missing
designs
out on a
coming.
pretty cool sweater because this guy just doesn't know how to self-promote.
I'm sorry. I should write it down, have it on a sticky note on my desk somewhere. https://
Exactly.
Anyway,
Exactly.
thank you for letting me I'm just proud of my wife. She did a good job on that hoodie, so I just wanted to show it. Yeah, so we have a few things to talk about. I'm gonna hop straight into it with the kind of biggest one this week, which was a tweet from Twitch support 4 days ago. So I'm gonna read the whole tweet and we'll go through it. So they tweeted out, "We have been monitoring the rise of fake engagement on Twitch and have identified 7.5. It says MM, but I assume it's just million, unless they mean million. But basically over 7.5 million accounts that break our TOS by follow-botting and view-botting. We're taking action on these accounts and appreciate all of the reports on the issue. A majority of these accounts were detected through ongoing machine learning technology that will continue to improve and will continue to operate going forward. We engage in enforcement when necessary, including pursuing legal action. As a result of these removals, you may see sudden decreases in your follower and viewer count over the coming days. If you believe you are follow-botted or view-botted, please check out this help article, which they link." Okay? So a few things to kind of go through there. When I first read this, I thought they meant, we've identified accounts of people who are like view-botting themselves. Whereas I don't think that's specifically what it means.
No, yeah. My takeaway is that it's not like streamers' accounts who then were exploiting, followers or exploiting view bots, but simply 7.5 million dummy accounts were the bots, which is a fuck ton.
Yeah.
That is
Quite a few.
Yeah, that's
Quite
insane. How many people live in Scotland? Is that more people than how many people live in Scotland? Now I'm wondering.
There's like me,
Don't know.
Dale,
How do you not know?
Cyber.
How many in your house?
You can't. Let's see. There's me, Dale, Cyber, but that's only for a bit. Shit, we're gonna be down to like 2.
Condi, that's 2 million more people than live in Scotland.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy.
Holy shit. That's crazy. That is crazy.
It's like
But-
Rhode Island.
It's a good thing that Twitch is taking this
Alright.
down. Like
Let them have this. They're bigger than Rhode Island.
my my experience with it, I have been steadily just dropping follower count for the last week. Which I think is good. The initial like
Which is good.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
My follower
It's
count
great.
has been plummeting.
It's fine. This is a good thing.
It's totally okay.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm
I'm gonna buy
I'm
low and
okay.
sell high. That's how this works. I'm waiting till the count goes back up.
This is
We're
good.
rich.
To the moon, followers.
So the initial thing for me was like last Saturday, I just like 550 approximately followers just gone, right? Which is great. I mean, last month we spoke about it on the podcast. I was follow botted for around 500, 600, 700 followers. So that's the bulk of those gone, which is great. Fantastic news. Since then, it has just been dropping gradually. I've had a couple days where we've like 70 have gone. I think today about 60 or 70 have been taken off. Weirdly, it seems like most of this is happening while I'm streaming. While I was offline yesterday, no change in followers. Soon as I hit the button today, it started going down. Which, I mean, if we look at the facts, maybe
I have those days too.
if we look at the facts, that means maybe they're not bots, but you know, it's fine. We're
Only
seeing...
when I'm live. And they come in and say hurtful things. They say, fuck you, and unfollowed. These are really specific bots.
Oh dear, but yes, it's been happening. I'm hoping that this whole thing finally puts the wannabe famous bots to rest.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
I didn't see one the last couple streams, so I'm hoping that Twitch has got them. Okay, well there you go. I gets rid of that, but yeah, I mean, have you guys noticed? I know we talked about it a little bit, but have you guys noticed much difference in your viewers or follower count over the last few days?
I've seen it go down over the last like 2 weeks. Well, actually, no, not. What am I saying? Not 2 weeks, but like the last week, because like you, I think, brought it to our attention in the podcast chat, maybe a few days before Twitter like made that announcement, because you said like you just saw a bunch go down, and then I know that I checked when you mentioned it, and I was down by like 20, 25. I think now I'm like down by like 40. So yeah, but like I had only really kind of like 2 significant follow bot encounters where like I was live and then suddenly like bam, I just got spammed with follows. They also happen to be like when I was in the middle of like competitive matches, and I wasn't sure if somebody was just fucking with me, but yeah, I mean, I've seen it go down. I mean, I do think that one of the points that you've raised before is that you know, having this stuff fixed definitely is a good thing, because you have a better grasp on like your actual follower count for one, and two, you know, you can celebrate milestones that like don't feel tainted or spoiled, you know. Like, so I'm like nearing 500, which is exciting, but like for other people, you know, if they're like coming up on, you know, 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever it may be, you know, it's exciting when you hit it. But it also, like, if you just artificially got slammed with like, you know, 40 follows from nowhere because somebody just wants to fuck with you, like, that's it sucks
for sure. It ruins it.
I lost about 7.4 million.
Right. Okay. So you're down to just what, like 5 mil?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah, that hurts. That's a tough one.
Yeah,
Wakanda, you had mentioned
my
that
ego is hurting.
You had mentioned that there is some significant like big like streamers that are in the top 5,000 on Twitch that like lost huge amounts.
XQC, arguably one of the biggest, if not the biggest streamer on Twitch right now, lost over 2 million followers.
Oh shit!
But I'm also thinking that as this AI machine learning is purging these bot accounts, I have a feeling that they're also just getting rid of a bunch of old inactive accounts as well.
Yeah.
Because I know for sure a ton of my follower count is old inactive accounts that people just don't use anymore from a long time ago. I'm confident there's a lot of them, you know, mixed in there. And I think maybe for
everybody
XQC,
check your names. You might have some new name options.
It could be. I think they're getting rid of these old inactive accounts as well. I hope though that they are also, Twitch are also actively targeting those people that are like viewbotting themselves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I found it interesting that they said, you know, okay, they said you might see a sudden decrease in your follower count. Yeah, makes sense. Especially if you've been on the platform a long time, there's bound to be an active.
They talked about live viewer counts too, right?
That's what interested me a little bit, because surely the majority of people
2.0, Followgate 2.0.
Well, you think
live,
the majority of
a couple years ago,
the majority of people on Twitch aren't viewbotting. You would think, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like you would only see a decrease in your viewer count if you were viewbotting or being viewbotted, right? And like, I don't know, it just seemed like a weird thing to say, because like, is there that many people that are going to be affected?
Maybe they're hitting bots, and they're like making it. It's like a PC way of saying like, suck it, people who view bot. I guess they're like, you might see a decrease in your typical viewer numbers. So people are like, hey man, what happened to you normally are hitting like 150 viewers. Like, why are you sitting at 35 now?
Yeah.
Well, Twitch was nice, but let's be real. the people you've been following may be helping themselves out.
It could be. I was wondering if they were maybe also taking action against the sort of the quote unquote harmless bots that sit there, like electrical longboard. Remember those kind of ones?
Mm.
I haven't seen electrical longboard there for a while, so I don't know what the deal is with that. But you know, you get those bots that are just in everybody's chat, just quietly sitting there, and I don't think they count to your viewer count anyway. But I wonder if
think
that,
they do.
I was wondering if that was maybe part of it. It seemed like a weird thing to say, because deleting all the bot and fake accounts, in theory, shouldn't affect most people's viewer count. You know what I mean? It just seemed like a weird thing to say. But yeah, like I say, a lot of big streamers have had a bunch removed, which is why I do feel like a lot of it is old inactive accounts as well. Because yes, obviously I assume people like XQC have been view botted a lot and follow botted a lot, but like 2 million follow bots sitting there, it just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
There was actually someone in my stream this morning that said that she had just been follow botted the last couple of days, from like 600 followers up to 3.2 thousand or something.
Oh,
which is a
Big
big attack. But she was able to remove them. She didn't use Commander Root. She used another Twitch tools or something. I haven't looked into it myself, but apparently she was able to easily remove those fake follows. But yeah, it's wild. So we're seeing some action from Twitch on it, which is, it's only a good thing. Part of the reason I wanted to talk about it was because we spent a long time last weekend specifically talking about, hey, don't get obsessed over that follower number because it doesn't really matter. And here we are, the perfect example.
Yeah, the entire Twitch community down 7.5 million followers.
Yeah, you're gonna, chances are you're gonna see at least a few follows drop off over the next week or two. I'm just hoping mine stops going down at some point. I was looking at it the other day on stream, and every time I would tab over just to check my dashboard, it was like, oh, there's another 5 gone. And I'm like, I'm getting a little nervous here. I'm starting to sweat. Where are they? When's it gonna stop?
Doing nice. Slow your roll. Pump the brakes there, Twitch. Okay, we get it. We get it.
Actively just see messages start disappearing in chat, like not deleted by moderator, but just disappearing. Like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
Ginger, where'd you go?
Disappears.
I've also heard reports from some people saying that like channels they know they were definitely following, they're no longer following, so they're having to refollow, which is something I've always heard about on Twitch, but I've never experienced it myself.
I thought that was just something somebody says when like they
didn't follow.
Yeah, they have an affiliate or a friend that they kind of know, but like when they go over in a raid and you're just like, oh, I wasn't following you. I was totally following you.
Thing is, I can understand if you're
one thing.
if you're coming through Discord or something, if you see someone's thing is purple and you just click and watch stream, I can understand forgetting to follow. But I hear a lot of people talk about this. Oh, Twitch unfollowed me, and it's never something that's happened to me. But it could be a thing. I don't really know. But apparently that's been happening as well. So who knows really? It's kind of a weird thing that's happening. But yeah, bottom line, if your follower count's gone down, don't worry about it. Doesn't matter.
If your view count went down, stop view botting.
Yeah. It's
maybe
interesting.
Think about like that hurtful thing you said to chat last time you went live.
Yeah.
Either one of those.
Could be it. I like that they also mentioned, looking into potential legal action, which would be interesting. I don't know if we've seen Twitch ever actually pursue like these companies that sell view bots before, or at least I've not heard of it, if that has happened.
Well, this seems to be like a newer trend with within the video games industry, more so in regards to people selling cheats for games. So like Activision and EA and other big publishers have taken legal recourse against these like third parties that are selling aimbots and wall hacks and like other stuff for competitive gaming, and specifically to try and rectify like the cheating problem within their games. Some of them have gone to the source, and Bungie had a post about this towards the end of last year. I think it was in the fall of last year, maybe early winter of last year, where they took legal action against one of the bigger sites that was facilitating hacks for PvP. And yeah, I mean, I
Hoo-ya.
feel like if it makes sense, like, I mean, because you think about it this way, one of the recurring sort of observations within the games community is that, like, be it cheaters or in this case, like view bots or follow bots or what have you, you eliminate a million today, by tomorrow there'll be a million more, like, new accounts, like, unless you actually change the process by which, like, new accounts get registered. It's like, I mean, right now it's kind of laughable for Raven Studio, who's in charge of Warzone, because they just, like, I think twice this month they've touted, like, oh, we had another ban wave of 30,000 accounts, and every single response on there's like, yeah, so they're gonna just make another 30,000 like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I know that's like painting it with a broad brush, and some of that is maybe not accurate, in terms of like how quick the turnaround is. But I mean, it's not wrong. Like, if you don't change the process by which these bots got there to begin with, more are going to come back. However, if you cut it off at the source and actually target the people who are making it, I mean, if they face any sort of like financial or legal, penalty, either like, with fines or jail time or what have you, like, that's going to dissuade you from, like, continuing to do this thing. So yeah, I mean, they didn't specify in their blog, Twitch, that is, what kind of recourse that would be, but it would be interesting. I don't know. I wonder too, because it probably affects them on a financial level if you think about it, because when they probably, a lot of the deals they make with their marketers, for ad revenue, are probably based on how many how many active engagements they can get per number of viewers. But like, if you can't trust that the view counts or the user count is correct, then if any of that's in question, then you figure advertisers, maybe have some
Yeah.
leeway to skew their pricing, or
Mhm.
like, I could see how it would affect Twitch's bottom line if they just ignored it. So
Totally right. Good. That's a good point. I hadn't even thought of that actually. Yeah. I mean, overall, it's a good thing. Get rid of these, these bots, these fake accounts on the platform, and we'll all be much happier, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Let's bring everybody down a little bit. You know what I mean? Let's just bring everybody back down to,
Yeah,
reality.
I just, again, I know that there's probably people that are looking at that follower count, and if they're seeing it drop down, they're taking it personally, especially if they've not been aware of this, action that Twitch is doing. Again, I remember, we talked about a lot last week about how you just shouldn't care about that follower number. I mean, really, yeah, I could see it was raised in chat. Yes, you need a follower number to hit affiliate, right? That's fine. That's one thing. But yeah, after affiliate, I really feel like that follower number is kind of irrelevant.
And Twitch kind of makes that the case too, right? Like, they're pretty opaque about the fact that after you hit affiliate, that follower number doesn't matter, because like, to follow something does not actually mean engagement.
Yeah.
So like, having a certain number of think about how many like YouTube channels that you might be sub to, but you don't watch their videos anymore because you're busy with other shit. You know what I mean? Like, just simply like clicking a box, giving a thumbs up on Facebook to some brand, or like some group or organization, and that you like never engage in any of their posts, it doesn't really mean anything. Like, it can, I mean, the likelihood is that the bigger the number of follows, the higher the percentage of engagement you're likely to draw out of it. But yeah, I mean, fundamentally, Twitch is going to invest in, the raw numbers of like actual views,
Absolutely.
because that's what they care about.
Yeah, and if your whole goal on Twitch is to just see that number get bigger, then yeah, you're focusing on the wrong things.
I mean,
Ultimately.
it's hard though, because like, everyone likes, big number good,
Big number, better person. Yeah.
big number, happy smile. Like, I mean, every number
Works
that's
for my
bigger
shoe
than-
size.
Yeah, I mean, every number that's bigger than the previous number feels better.
Yeah.
It's true.
It is true, but it's not worth obsessing and worrying about. We had a couple sort of shorter topics. if you wanted to hit those real quick.
Yeah. Well, one of them. I mean, one of them is Harris Heller is leaving Twitch for YouTube.
He's already left. He's gone.
He's already left. It sounds like he had a deal with YouTube. It's unclear like what the specifics were for making that move. I think it's interesting.
Just look at his numbers. I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, nothing to scoff at, but I mean, he'd average 300-400 viewers probably on Twitch, and he gets hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube.
Here's the interesting thing. I watched his video about it. He claims in the video that there's no deal with YouTube, right?
Oh,
no exclusivity deal. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And the other interesting thing is he's not going to be streaming on the Alpha Gaming channel. He's going to be streaming on his own YouTube channel, Harris Heller or something, right? So it's a different channel, which I thought was interesting. Obviously, he's got all these, the main channel to hopefully get some people over from, but I did think it was very strange. To me, it seems like one of these moves where he really believes that YouTube is the better platform long term, which I can understand.
But you can see why he would, though. I mean, because like he was a streamer whose primary audience was other streamers, which is not who you're going to draw in when you're live streaming, because the bulk of his content was asynchronous stuff that you could digest at your own leisure. They were tutorials, they were guides, they were microphone reviews, they were how to set up your OBS, this, that way, and the other. Like it would be a bit like, gosh, I don't even know what to compare it to. I mean, it's like if you were I don't know, like a professional fireman that catered to other firemen. Like you're just like, no, that's not your job. Like, no, you're supposed to go put out fires. Like, like figure out your audience. I mean, like his audience was on YouTube, and it was always going to be there because his model, especially with like things like Stream Beats, his whole thing was facilitating and helping others improve their brand and improve what they're doing, which he can't do like from behind a camera streaming live to people. I mean, you could do, there are informative channels that like straight up broadcast like infotainment type stuff on Twitch. It's not just gaming, obviously, but like generally speaking, the platform, very few people, if anyone, is like streaming to talk about streaming, about how to grow on the platform that they're actively broadcasting on. Like that's just not really happening.
Yeah.
So
that has to be like the main reason, because if you to go and make the statement, I am done streaming on Twitch, versus just having it at, because I mean he'd play games, Apex, he played video games, and instead of just having it as another outlet or another way you can come hang out with them, I mean maybe he was just too busy for a stream every now and then, but to say like I am done with Twitch, like it had to be more for the like, well, yeah, I could just continue streaming and have whoever wants to hang out just for me to play video games or do whatever, just hang out. But the fact that because so many of his viewers a lot of them are, I mean, they're there to like ask questions. I mean, it's kind of a service stream essentially, like hidden in him playing a video game. But it's it's unrelated to what's going on, the content of the stream. It's a service stream. It's weird. And so he probably just didn't want to even deal with that anymore. And I think the focus of his other channel, I think this whole Stream Beats reignited his music. And I think that's what he was going to be focusing on more on his actual channel, was music.
Yeah, definitely seems that way. But it's interesting. I mean, definitely, we saw what happened with Mixer, right? A lot of people put their bet on Mixer. A lot of people put all their eggs in that basket. And then,
well, I mean, it's fun. It's just funny. I didn't mean to interrupt, but it's just funny because like Harris Heller specifically, because it's just like every other YouTube channel about Mixer and all this stuff and who's gonna win, YouTube, Twitch, Mixer. he had a video too that was like, maybe it's a good time to go to Mixer. And then, there was a video later on like, maybe it's a bad time to go to Mixer. So it's like, it's the same thing.
Well, it's always a gamble when these newer platforms come out.
For sure.
And, I think one thing we can all say is that YouTube seems to be a pretty safe bet if you're looking for longevity.
It ain't going nowhere.
Exactly, right? So I can maybe see that, and, it's an interesting move.
And it depends on your content too, because like his content wasn't streaming content, like outside of him just wanting to stream just to stream, you know what I mean? Like outside of that, like that's not really his content. His content is his YouTube, his affiliate programs, his side stuff, his stream bits, huge part of his business now for sure.
I think to shift the topic of conversation to make it a little more accessible, so that we're not just talking about Harris Heller specifically, but I think the thing that he did that others can look at for themselves and decide whether or not it's useful is he looked at the content that he was creating. He saw that there was like aspects of it that were more popular than the thing that maybe he set out to do. And he used those numbers, he used those metrics to just say, okay, well, if I like what I'm doing, but this is the thing that's getting me more views. This is the thing that is I'm able to like
profitable business wide too. I mean, you're looking at that too.
I mean, from a business position, it's not like it makes sense. Think of it this way, like we could all take a page from this in regards to if you stream and let's say you stream a number of titles, maybe you don't main a specific game, but you play a bunch of different games and you look at just the raw data over time and you notice that while you're still happy doing any number of these like few things, one of them is really paying dividends, maybe just take a hard look and think about whether you double down on it. Because I mean, this is effectively just what he did. He looked at his market share, his viewership, and just said, okay, well, this is the thing that makes the most sense if I'm doing this full time as a business move, and he did it. And even on a micro level, if you're just affiliate, but you're looking towards getting partner, or you're looking to, maybe pursue a sponsorship down the road, looking at your own data and figuring out what your strengths are. There's plenty of ways, we've talked about Twitch Tracker before. You can see, like, do you get more follows when you stream a particular title? Do you get more follows when you're in the just chatting category? Do you have more hours watched in a particular game? You can look at your chat logs. Do people chat more when you're doing a particular something? And like, just try to take that data and actually like really mull it over. Because at the end of the day, you should be happy with what you're doing. You should be excited to do what you're doing. So if like the data shows like, engagement's up when I play horror games, but I hate playing horror games, or I don't hate play them, but
scared of horror games.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but like maybe when you play a certain something, it does really well, but it's not you're not as passionate.
I was talking about that last week. I have better numbers when I streamed Warzone, but it's not my main game.
And but if it is the kind of thing where you look at the data and say, okay, well, I am pretty open to doing more or less of this, that, or the other, then maybe you let that inform your decisions. And I mean, effectively, he just did that on a macro level.
See, that's the people look at him and because like he's on a different level than most of us, obviously, like 99% of us, because 99% of us, we're trying to get to where he is. He is the end goal. His entire life is provided by what he makes, what he creates, the content he creates completely provides for his lifestyle. That's what people are trying to get to. And so when you're there, it's easy to see. It's like, oh, it's a business. He's looking at a business. He's looking at, different aspects. Like Grog was talking about, different metrics, different numbers, and he's evaluating to see what I am passionate about, what numbers are. So he's looking at everything, and it's easy to say, it's like, oh, it's his business. But you take that and you shrink it down and you apply it to your affiliate scale. And then you can make those same moves just on a smaller scale to benefit you and help you grow, because he's doing the same thing, just like Grok says, on a macro scale, because his business is a lot bigger, and there's a lot more dynamic than, say, your average affiliate streamer.
Yeah.
But the steps there are there, and value is there.
Yeah, I think the thing to remember as well is that, like, if you are trying to turn like content creation into a career or a business, diversifying is always a good thing. I've always been a big believer of, like, you should be making
not just all in Doge. I know we're going to the moon, but you can't just put it all in Doge.
You gotta diversify, or else you run the risk of being that person that only streamed on Mixer, and then Mixer closes down and you've got to more or less start over, right? I still think you should be making YouTube videos. You should be doing content on other platforms, so that if something does just disappear one day, you've got these other things already in the works, right? The other important thing to remember is that, seeing a big creator move to another platform, we saw it when, when Ninja and Shroud moved to Mixer. A bunch of people all just went, yep, I'm going to Mixer now. Don't make that snap judgment. Take your time with it, have a look at these things, experiment, and don't, just because someone else jumps over, don't assume that that's the right thing to do. Because exactly. It might be right for one person.
You have to look at the bigger picture when you're talking about moving like that. Like, he's doing it, and he's very business oriented. He's doing it to benefit him. If it does not benefit you, you have to look at that. Like, you have to look at your content, what you're doing. You have to look at all this stuff and see, like, oh, well, is this working out? Would this be a good move? You can't just be like, oh, Harris is going to YouTube. Oh, Ninja's going to Mixer. I'm going with there because that's obviously the good choice. Don't let other people make your business choices for you. Do it yourself. Do your own stuff. Figure out your own numbers. Get help. Pick up value, but don't let other people. Don't be the follower in this skate. You know what I mean?
Well, and as a number of us on the podcast can attest to, even just doing a minor rebrand and staying on the same platform is a fucking monumental undertaking.
Oh, Jesus.
Updating emails and updating social media pages and updating like your links and updating all of that stuff. Like, it can be a huge task to even just rework your own channel. Especially if you're having any sort of name change, much less moving platforms and communicating that to your viewership and trying to get that viewership to migrate. Because let's be honest, it's like some people are where they are and have found you because it suits their schedule and their use case for like what they want. Just because you are like, well, I think going to YouTube is going to be the next best thing for me, don't expect that your followers are going to follow you over. Some people will, of course they will, because they support you and they want to support you. But like, some people like may not like the platform. Maybe they don't watch YouTube. I mean, like, there are people who don't like YouTube, and there are also people who don't like Twitch. They would rather watch YouTube. Personal preference and just the overall way in which that we interact with these platforms is going to be such that, like, you can't make any of those changes without like serious consequence. And part of that is, a lot of it's just going to be unforeseen, and it, you won't know until you go through it. But yeah, it's you got to do the research, but even then it's just a leap of faith, and you got to be prepared to take a loss if that's what happens.
That's right.
Yeah.
Doge is already coming down a little bit. You know what I mean? It's gonna crash hard. Sell now. Don't keep it. It's a meme coin, people. Come on. Take your profits and go. Take your profits.
How things have changed from like a month ago. We had another brief topic as well, Grog. I don't know if you want to explain this, because I don't know. I've not read up much on this, but you had a rough idea. I imagine this would be a quick one.
Oh, which one?
The XQC one.
Oh yeah. So So when
our favorite topic.
So when we were talking about like the view bots and all that stuff, and we were kind of talking about how some of the top streamers in the top 1% of the platform were being affected, all the way down to like, people like us. We were talking about XQC, and one of the other things that came out for XQC in the last week was there's an update that was posted that he announced starting next week I guess presumably this week, that he was going to utilize the 2 separate audio track option in OBS so that they can play music without having to worry about getting DMCA strikes.
So
So
smart.
live viewers will be able to hear the music, not VOD. Not it won't be in the VOD. It was my eyes like rolled out of my head across the floor, and then I had to go put them back in again because the comments and the reactions to it was just like, there was a lot of like flat earth conspiracy level, like, oh, live DMCA strikes aren't real, it's just a myth, they're like, it's not gonna happen, like this is so fucking, like, oh, so many folds in this brain, like, oh, the 5,000 IQ move, like, it's just like, no, really, no, like, you will get DMCA struck. It's
I'm gonna
Anyway.
respectfully disagree with you, Grog. I think this is genius. This is exactly what needs to happen. I am with him 100%. I need XQC to get fucking taken down by a DMCA strike. Are you kidding me? You
to
know
make
how
room for
much
you to move up.
not room for me. Eyes on the problem, brother. You get XQC taken down, you get
true.
Ninja you get whoever, you get all these people taken down. Especially,
take it
I mean,
seriously.
it's just cherry on the top when they're like, I've got dual audio. Okay, cool, bro. Read a book. But it's yeah. So I'm 100% behind it. I think the more people that this information reaches, the better, honestly. The bigger you are, please use OBS, dual stream audio, and do it live, baby. You're right. It's all a conspiracy anyway. They're gonna take you down your live channel. Come on, you know it. You know it's all fake.
Here's the thing, Here's the thing. It's if somebody is switched on enough to go to OBS and to set up a separate audio track and to get that so that it works, then they're smart enough to know that DMCA is a thing and it's their own fault. Right?
It's like that next level stuff. It's like you're one step away from like fully understanding the situation, but you're like not quite there.
Like I haven't tried to do it.
It's almost like financial institutions with like, the market crashes that we've seen in the last 15, 20 years where, there was this impression of we're too big to fail. And yet, fucking Bear Stearns is, like got fucked, during like the financial crisis. Like these things, just because you assume like I'm too big to be untouchable, that is just a theoretical construct, because you are until you're not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, is XQC one of the biggest streamers on the platform untouchable? Because he probably has, he's very deep into Twitch's pockets and they're making a lot of bank off of him. But here's the thing: if he jeopardizes their ability to maintain safe harbor,
that DMCA strike is more expensive than he makes them.
Yeah,
bye.
Yeah, because if Twitch were to lose safe harbor, then that would also mean that every single person on the platform could be, taken to task more stringently by like the RIAA and like the FTC. So if that's the case, yeah, they'll just let him go, like, or they'll ban him, and he'll take a profit loss. Like I don't know.
Go to YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. It just makes me laugh because, like, the assumption that what are they gonna do to me?
Yeah,
we already
the
saw
Nick
that
Merckx
happen.
approach.
I was just, you took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to mention Nick Merckx. We talked about that last year, where he was just like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? And he was like telling Tim the Tap Man, like, don't worry about it, brother. I talked to somebody at Twitch. And then like 2-3 weeks later, he's like, yeah, I was wrong. I don't know who I talked to at Twitch, but that totally wasn't the case. And it's just
DMCA's, man.
Yeah. Interestingly, actually, I know we didn't plan to talk about this, but I wanted to bring it up. The top most subscribed record on Twitch was broken this week.
Yeah.
It was
For
broken
subs.
by
By
Ludwig. So Ninja's previous record was 269,000 subscribers. And that was beaten by Ludwig. I don't know what the exact number was. I think it was maybe 277. I could be wrong on that. But he smashed that record. Obviously, he had to stream for 30 days straight to do that.
And Ninja also sent him like a congratulations as well.
Yeah. I just wanted to briefly talk about it. I thought it was really, really interesting. I never in a million years thought that Ninja's record would be beat. Because Ninja had the perfect storm of Fortnite, Twitch Prime, and then Fortnite having Twitch Prime skins. And he was the top creator. I remember when Ninja was in his prime, I remember looking at his channel when he was offline and his offline chat was still full of Prime subs. I remember watching when Ninja used to run reruns to 50k viewers and his chat was still just full of Prime subs. Like, that was insanity. And yeah, I mean, he streamed a lot of hours, but the fact that Ludwig did it with significantly less viewership and obviously just a lot of gifted subs, I did not think it was going to happen. But I'm just mind blown by it.
It'll be broken again. I mean, it'll happen.
It'll be a Minecraft streamer.
It might be a few years from now, but I mean, it'll happen. A game or a personality will explode into the foreground. There'll be something that is trending that just kind of captures the hearts and minds of viewers on Twitch. And in the case of Ludwig, it's going to be Sir Humps.
That's right.
We're gonna
calling it now. Calling it now. I'm like Doge 4 days ago. You know what I
mean? But it's one of those things where you're not really going to be able to see it coming until it's already there. I mean, Ludwig, let's be honest, he beat
I never
Ninja,
heard of him until this happened.
He beat Ninja because of a meme, really. I mean, he wasn't going to end his stream because he was on a sub train, and as long as the sub train kept going, he was going to stay live. And eventually he ended it just to end it. Because it just got, like a fucking month of streaming, and he was just, needed to be done
24/7 for 30 days.
So it's like in 30 days from now, probably 3/4 of his subbage is going to go away.
100%. 100%.
So it's like the record is novel, but it is just a novelty. It's the equivalent of like a Guinness Book record. It's a record. It will be beat. It's meant to be beat. It's just gonna happen.
The thing for me was that when Ninja hit that record, I thought that's just an unfathomably large number of subscribers on Twitch. I thought that's an anomaly, right? Obviously, we've seen a lot of streamers with high sub counts over the years, and like Ranboo, who I know is a Minecraft streamer, recently just out of nowhere blew up to like 100,000 subs. But even then, that's like less than half of what Ninja had. It's an insane amount that I never really thought you'd see on Twitch. So it is kind of fascinating that another streamer, granted, like you say, it was a novelty, it's a meme, and Ninja's, most of his subs would have been primes because of Fortnite. The vast majority of Ludwig's are obviously gifted. But it's really interesting. And I mean, like I say, he's giving most of that money away to charity for the whole thing. And it's been an interesting experiment on Twitch to just see a 24/7 month-long stream. But it's still kind of a big deal, really. I mean, it just...
I think, personally, I think it's interesting, and I think that it's impressive. I personally am just not that impressed, and that's not me to be. I don't say that to be negative, but as a comment in chat, like organic growth has lasting power. I think that Ludwig right now is being talked about because of this, it's a stunt. It was a media stunt, right? And so it's like, unless he can keep coming up with media stunts, I'm not suggesting that he's going to disappear off the front page of Twitch tomorrow. He's not. But I think I just see a fundamental difference with, there was a huge shift that like Ninja was at the forefront of regarding like this phenomenon of a game taking over everything and him taking over the platform as a result. Ludwig's thing was a stunt. The stunt's over unless he does a new stunt in the future. It's like he's not going to fade into obscurity, but he's also like, I mean, what's he known for? He's known for the thing that he beat Ninja, but it's like eventually somebody else is going to beat Ninja. That in of itself is not, you know what I mean? Like that's not a lasting. There's not really a sense of permanence to that other than just like you've got a notch in the record books.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I'm getting bullied in chat right now because I just love Ludwig so much. I've said it before that Ludwig's one of the creators that I kind of watch and think that that's the sort of content I want to make. I know you guys aren't super familiar with him. I've been watching him for a while. He works very hard. That's what I will say. He has kind of changed the way I would make content. His streams are very planned, and he does segments, right? And the thing I've always mentioned before, which is kind of what he does, is he uses his stream as an opportunity to record. So he uploads every single day to YouTube, and it's usually from his stream, but it's not just him playing a game. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's a planned segment of some kind of content that he does live, and then it gets uploaded to YouTube. And he works very, very hard. And I've said it before, him and Pay Money Wubby are the two streamers that I kind of watch the most, because that's kind of where I want to be. And yeah, obviously this is all a meme, and it's interesting, but it just shows what you can do with that meme power, essentially, to do this. And yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, people are the articles are going around going, oh, Ludwig made $1 million in a month or whatever. It's just not true. Obviously, Twitch has made half the money. He's got to pay taxes on it. He's paid his moderators every single day, and he's giving like at least a couple 100,000 to charity from this whole thing. But as he himself said, this whole stunt has got him so much coverage and so much media. I mean, he was in news articles. Yeah. He was everywhere. People have heard of him now that hadn't heard of him before. So this whole thing is just, it's great.
Yeah, he said I would have done this and lost money, and I'd still come out fine. Yeah. He's like, I've gotten so much exposure. He's like, the money means nothing.
Yeah, I think it's it was a smart business move.
I think maybe a better. I've now thought of a better way to kind of like put what I was trying to say before is, for me, what I think is most impressive is like his, as you've described, like his capacity to create like these various forms of content, repackage it, put it out there, and like, draw people in. I just think that like, there's a certain spectacle behind doing this thing, and even though you get exposure for it, like how do you top that? Like, how do you top having had the most subs? Like, what is your next spectacle? Like, I feel like, I guess to put it in a different term, it makes me think of like sort of the David Blaine of magicians. Do you know what I mean? Like first you're gonna bury yourself alive in cement, then you're gonna like live in a glass box in Times Square.
18 minutes.
Like at some point, you're not going to be able to outdo the thing that you were known, because it was such a spectacle and it was so over the top. I think that like I would be more impressed in terms of that that growth and his ability to like create content and do it in like these segments that for you are memorable, because I think that speaks more to me from the outside, as looking at him as someone who like can be a creator, whereas just being live while a subtrain keeps going. I mean, just wait until the next person tries to do that, and it's not going to work.
Yeah, this is what I was going to ask next.
But imagine like XQC or Tim the Tatman or someone else, or Pokimane or Alinity, like whoever it may be, they then do their like, I'm going to stay live.
I'll sub to Alinity.
That's anyway. But like, it's one of those things where somebody else is going to do it and it's not going to work. So like, it was kind of like
I think it'll work.
How do you
not
come
to
up
the
with more
extent.
lightning in a bottle?
I don't think it'll work. I think it'll work again, not to Ludwig's extent. And I don't think it'll work for anybody that's not already, established and big. Like, one of us do it.
This is what I was going to ask.
The subathon will last approximately 10 minutes.
I've obviously seen a lot of, there's been subathons in the past, and it was something that was kind of brought up in my channel a bit today. Like, there's going to be a lot more people doing subathons now because they see the success of this, right? I just kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts on subathons as a whole. Like for all streamers, for smaller streamers all the way up to larger streamers. Personally, for me, I wouldn't do one. Like, I think it feels very much like, okay, hey, today we're doing a subathon. That's the content. Basically, you gift me subs and we all have a good time. Like, that's how it feels.
It's like a public radio pledge drive.
Yeah. I mean, no disrespect to anyone who is doing subathons or whatever. I think that's fine.
If you're doing subathon without having like a charity or something involved with it, then yeah, it's gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna stream for the next 30 days while you pay me. Stay tuned. It's like, okay.
I might be asleep for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if there's
to see one leg stuck out of a blanket.
If there's good enough reason, because I mean, I've toyed with doing like sub goals in the past, and I think if you're providing value to the people that are subscribing, then that's one thing, right? I think the whole nature of like, oh, I'm just going to stay live until the subs stop. I don't know. For me, I wouldn't do it. Like, I've been memeing around and talking about how I want to do a hot tub stream. Because the new meta on Twitch, this whole joke, and I'm legit like thinking about getting like a paddling
pool. Can you fit
pool.
a tub in your office?
Well,
like a little one.
Dale was like, "Let's get like a paddling pool up here." I was like, "I don't know if that's a good idea. How would we get it out? It's on the top floor. Like there'd be water everywhere. Like that's a bad idea."
Be careful with that. Yeah. That seems like
well, I'm thinking
homeowner insurance.
I remember last year when you had water coming through your ceiling in your kitchen. Like you were none too pleased about that.
Exactly. So
don't do it again.
I'm thinking like, it's getting to summer. It's been really nice. I want to do like a hot tub stream, but just with like a kids paddling pool in the back garden and do that. But then everyone was like, oh,
Speedo.
People were saying you should do a subathon. And I'm like, I don't like, it just doesn't feel right to me. But then also if we did it, I just know that you fucks would make me stay there overnight in the fucking swimming pool. Like, and I don't want to deal with that shit. So like, but like, I think like if you have some sort of special thing that you're going to do to provide value for those subs, maybe.
Yeah, I guess that's where I'm at. I don't understand the point. I don't see the point of, I feel like, it's not even the point. I guess it's for my personal thing. I don't have an idea of what, other than a charity, I don't see how it benefit me. And that's just me. I mean, obviously different channels have different understandings of their stuff and ideas. I don't know. Just off the top of my head, I don't know. I guess I just don't really understand why you do it. Other than just, I don't know. I just feel like the content you provide, you could just do normally. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, it gets community involved, and I guess that's a good thing too.
I always think
I'm not trying to knock it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously to each their own. The way I think about my channel, I think is maybe a little like. All of us care a lot about our own channels and our brand and all this stuff. So it's something you think about a lot. And I mean, for the first 3 years on Twitch, I didn't have a donate button. Like, and even now, it's like I don't have any commands for it. I don't ever mention it. It's just down in the panels and I keep it quiet, right? Like I don't even talk about it. Like for a long, long time. And obviously when I started streaming on Twitch, there was no such thing as affiliate. And I was fully like, yeah, I don't plan to monetize this unless it gets to a point where, back then it was like, oh, you need to be partnered and you need to have like 500 concurrent viewers to get partnered back in the day then. And the only reason I took affiliate was because I felt like I'm going to be holding myself back if I don't go for this affiliate thing, but when I got offered it when it first came out, I was like, I don't really want to monetize with my fucking 4 average viewers. Like, that feels too soon. You know,
Yeah.
I the way I can't, it was some social network or something. I remember someone saying, you know, like the way to do it is to make it all free. Don't monetize it. Don't put ads on it. Build up that community of users. And then if you want to monetize later, you can put ads in or whatever. But like, don't monetize something too soon. That was always my concern. And yeah, like I've like I say, I've done like sub goals and stuff in the past, and like I never really know how to feel about it. It's like, clearly it works. I see a lot of streamers that do have like a sub goal, and there's nothing wrong with it. And maybe that does, you know, inspire people to go, oh, maybe I'll just check if my Prime's there and, you know, drop a sub or whatever. Maybe it's a good thing. I'm still on the fence with it. I've thought about throwing in sub goals, but I see a lot of people that have sub goals with no incentive as well. And it's just like, hey, here's a goal just because. If you maybe...
I think a lot of that speaks to you as an individual, because knowing you, Condi, it's like you're a principled person. And I'm not suggesting that people who have these features aren't principled, but I know that you have a lot of scruples and that you have this, like, you're weighed down by your own conscience most of
I
the day.
overthink a lot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not that you overthink it, but you're personally involved with the business side of, because that's what it is. This is your business. You're growing, and you shouldn't. And it feels bad because it's like, oh, people are giving me money. People give everyone money for services, for content. You are providing content for people. If they want to give you money, they're going to. You don't have to be like sub, donate. But having that out there, talking about it, even, it's not a big deal. Like, it shouldn't be demystify the wonders of Twitch. Hey, guess what? People on Twitch that are successful, you paid them. Like, it's just what it is. It's a service industry, content industry. People like what they see, they pay for it or don't. You know what I mean? It's like, it is free. If you'd like to, you can. You don't have to. You don't have to feel weird about it. And not that you don't, and it's more of a personal thing for you, I think. It's just because you're just a sweet guy. You don't feel, you know what I mean?
It.
You don't want to take advantage of people.
Yeah.
You want people to feel like they're getting their money's worth. Like, I mean, you have, on an individual level, you have a degree of consideration for your viewer that is just different. And it's, I mean, there's plenty of people who have the same views as you, who have the same, like, sense of, there's a sense of duty that, like, I can't commodify this unless I'm always bringing my A game. Like, if people are subbing to me, then I feel beholden to them. I mean, we have a friend of the podcast, CK. You know, not to put him on the spot, he no longer streams anymore because he actually offboarded himself as affiliate on purpose, because he felt like a sense of, like, obligation and guilt if he wasn't streaming. Like, these, you know, people are subbing to me, and people are maybe, like, dropping a dono, and, like, if I'm not there doing that thing that they're expecting me to do, I feel bad. There's plenty of people who I'm sure stream on the platform who don't think about that, you know, who don't even, you know, look at it that way.
Yeah.
But I think that just speaks to the individual and, like, how you see your community, what you expect from your community. I mean, I watched a streamer the other day. It doesn't matter, you know, their name, but, like, their whole shtick was largely, like, they have like 10 hype trains per stream. Like, their whole thing is, like, they've built their stream in terms of, like, overlays and whatnot, like, celebrating these hype trains. I mean, and what is a hype train other than just, you have to hit a certain amount of criteria for either bits spent, which is just translated into real money. You know, 100 bits is $1. You know, or subs gifted. And, like, they hit like 100, 200%, like, every single hype train, and had multiple hype trains per stream. Like, but their whole thing was, like, hype train would come on, and, like, a train would, like, go across the screen, and, like, I mean, they made it a spectacle. And, like, it's cool, I guess, but, like, a lot of, I mean, their whole stream was just chatting, and then a bit, like, a third of it, a big chunk of it, was, like, celebrating these hype trains. And it's just like, but the hype train was just giving them money. Like, I mean, whatever. Their community likes it. You know, that this person likes it. Like, it works for them. Fuck it. Like, who cares? I mean, but you know, it's just, you know, different people want different things out of the platform, and I don't know how they see their community. I don't know what their sense of like what, you know, what they see themselves offering their viewership. But like, I think some people feel like they want to have a really intimate, you know, connection with their viewers, and they want to offer them something that the streamer as an individual feels is worthy of viewing. And that's hard because I think then that gets into like, you know, personal stuff about like, you know, am I worth watching? Like, am I funny? Am I talented? Am I, you know, is it worth doing this?
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, it's interesting. I think we're gonna see a lot more sort of subathon things happening,
for sure.
and I think a lot of people are gonna realize it's not as easy as just going to sleep in a car's bed and just having thousands of subs while you sleep. But hey, I mean, you know, love him or hate him, it's kind of been a big thing over the last month. So it's interesting that it's all kind of come to an end, and I mean, that's a thing that happened. I mean, I don't know if you're not going to see anything like that again for a while. I would guess, but.
Well, and I think it takes these sort of lightning in a bottle moments that like you couldn't have predicted it happening until it happened. And the thing is, they do change the landscape. You know, like you said, we will see more of this simply because he did it. Will it set a new precedent like that this is now the key to success? No, probably not. But yeah, I mean, these things do shift the fundamental nature of how the platform functions. And it will offer up new ideas, I'm sure, that other people will pursue spin-offs or variants of it that will be successful in maybe a different way. I mean, think about, God, can you imagine if you were a musician on Twitch writing original music? And it's like, I'm not going to stop trying to like jam on this song like while I have a sub train going. I'm just going to keep noodling and like trying to, you know, just do this like jam band like rock out like as long as I humanly can. You know, that there's so many ways that people could take this, and I think that we'll see people innovate on it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I won't clip my toenails for as long as the subs are going.
Well, you can't show your toes on Twitch.
I think
Can
it
you
does.
not?
I don't think you can.
Oh, I got a VOD or two.
Am I gonna have to wear socks in the paddling pool? Am I gonna have to wear socks?
Because like for some people, feet are like a sexy time thing, and like Twitch doesn't let
Just
you
say it.
show your.
It's not some people. It's fucking this guy
Humps.
down here.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. I'm not here to judge.
Give me them toes.
I think it does show the kind of, if you have a good idea and you come up with something a bit different, that it can pay off, right? And maybe not on that scale, but be original. Do something unique with your content, because it could pay off for you. You know, there's
We do have some. For listeners at home, we do have a clarification from Eve. She could not be here, but she has informed us that no, quote, you can't show feet when requested to show feet or like have a toe cam. So incidental feet on a stream,
like if you were
I guess,
to go like,
fine.
I'm gonna fall off my chair.
Yeah. So just in case anyone's, I just saw Connie's toes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Humps. Settle down.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it. All I wanted to say is that, yeah, there's a million people just sitting there, you know, quietly playing video games for hours and hours and hours. You know, it might pay off to just experiment with something a bit different. That's it.
Yeah.
Grog, where can everyone find you, and what have you got coming up this week?
Folks can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/grogmode. You can find me on other major platforms such as Twitter at gamer_grog. Stream 5 days a week, Monday through Thursday. It's just me. I usually stream for about 7 hours. And on Saturdays, I'm doing a co-stream with my wife.
My
We
wife.
didn't do it this past weekend, but we'll be doing a stream this weekend, hopefully. And yeah, I'm really jamming on Apex right now. I'm liking it a lot. I think also Rocket League has been like a really fun, either if I'm like in a weird headspace and not knowing how to like kick off a stream, it's like just a fun, easy way to like chill and chat with people because it requires a little focus but not too much focus. And then sometimes if I play like a really competitive game, like Rocket League can be like a fun de-stressor. So yeah, maybe bits of that. I've also got some other games that I picked up on Steam recently, some like horror survival exploration games that I'm stuff that I might do without Lauren. So yeah, generally I just, vibe and do a lot of first person stuff. So
Heck yeah.
probably more of that.
I spent all morning trying to convince you to play Apex with me tomorrow, but you weren't answering me. So I'm going to make it awkward and ask you
me?
live. I kept asking you when you were in chat this morning. I was like, hey,
Oh, I was
Apex
lurking.
tomorrow?
I didn't really have my audio on. Yeah,
I kind of thought that. I was like,
You
maybe he's
do
just
this on
trying to dodge
purpose?
me.
Is this just like a thing now? You do it on purpose? Like before, it was just like not messaging me or specifically excluding
Condi
me
said
on
that,
invites.
and I looked over
and
to my other
now,
window at Discord, and I was like, I don't know any DMs from Condi.
That's
then
just
I was
because
like,
you were
oh,
and
shit.
now, Connie just does it in front of me. He just gives two shits now.
I invited you last week, Humps.
I know.
Yeah.
I realized
You're
I
in the good
didn't
books.
say I couldn't until way later. But to be
Fine.
fair, I ran out of my ADHD pills, so I'm not exactly here.
It's all good.
Humps, where can
Where can
everyone
people
find you?
Humps?
Hi, my name's Sir Humps. You can find me on all the social medias at Sir Humps. You can go ahead and add an underscore at the end of it if you want to find me on Twitter. I stream on Twitch at least 3 days a week. Schedule may change.
A lot of things have changed. Obviously, I don't have a job anymore, so I'm working on a stream schedule. Right now, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. A lot of Destiny. I'm trying to get Outriders in there. I'll probably fit in an Outriders stream this week. Trials is
can I
still
join
going,
you
and
for
it's a
that?
good Trials week. That's why I was really kind of upset you talked about Apex tomorrow because it's a Igneous Hammer weekend. So, but no, that's cool. It's fine.
Go play
I'm
Trials.
sure play by myself.
You know where I am. I'll be
like I
around.
always am. Anywho, yeah, that's where you find me. You want to find someone who's super cool at video games and yells a lot. Come hang out.
I would like to join you for Outriders if I'm invited, because I need to play
I guess
more of that.
maybe I might. I might send you an
I've only played a couple hours of it and I enjoyed it. I just for some reason haven't had the urge to jump back and play more, but
yeah,
I need to get on top of that. So yeah, we should set that up.
Just fucking turn into a Cockney Guy Ritchie character.
yeah.
It's the hat. It's the hat for sure.
It is.
Oh, thought that's all right. I'll stop some Apex, maybe. All right, mates.
Better than your Scottish accent.
You
though, I'll
like
say
that?
that.
It is. It is.
It's
It's a lot
a
better
good
than
one.
Scottish. I just harness. I hone in on Nixie. You know what I mean?
All right, mates, let's get this done. Go. My name's Nixie. Go and talk.
Gandhi, where can people find you and what are you doing this week?
Thank you. Yeah, my name's Coneyfly. Find me Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, all those places. I haven't made a TikTok in forever.
He
so,
got super TikTok famous and was just like, nah, I don't need it.
yeah, absolutely. I was like, all my adoring TikTok fans, sorry, I'm out.
TikTok fame, check.
Who is your TikTok nemesis again?
Jimmy
yeah.
Boy
What's his
3591. My nemesis. I got a lot of stuff coming up this week. I'm gonna be opening more Pokemon packs on stream. Can't fucking wait for. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe Tuesday.
Jeez, wow.
So fucking excited. I'm working a little less this coming week, so I'm hoping to get a few more streams in. I'm still obsessed with Valheim. I love it so much.
You really have fun. I mean, you genuinely have fun playing it. Like watching you play it.
Dude, it's
got a
my
big
type
grin.
of game to a T. Like I love these survivally crafting games. Like I love them so much, and I've always been against streaming them because I think it's just kind of maybe boring to watch. But I've been loving Valheim, and people seem to want to watch. So, who am I to argue? Because I love it. Yeah, we got that. I need to get this final video of the 1v1 between me and you, Grog. I need to get that out. I'm gonna aim to get that done Tuesday, so hopefully we'll have an upload on the YouTube channel. And I think that's about it, really. I'd love to get some Outriders on the go and everything as well, but we'll see. Anyway, more importantly, you should check out the podcast. If you're listening...
Oh, yeah, that's definitely more important. You should check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're listening on any of the audio platforms, we do this live on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Zero Strategy Podcast. You can come and ask us questions and talk to us directly. It's a lot of fun. Honestly, the community we have here, it's fantastic. We have good discussions. A lot of, bottom line, the reason that we do this is because we just really want to get ideas from the community. So it helps to have that. If you are watching on Twitch, we do also upload these podcasts. Some of them make it to YouTube, not many, but some.
We upload some of them sometimes.
They're all there. They're just mostly all private. We're determined. We say every week we're determined to catch up on the YouTube stuff. Hopefully we'll have an off topic soon. I have some ideas for an off topic, but we will see. And then, yeah, we have a Discord. And we're on Spotify. Just search for Zero Strategy Podcast and you will find us. We are going to go and raid somebody, so please do stick around for that. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next week. And I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.